Emotion yet peace, ignorance yet knowledge, passion yet serenity, chaos yet harmony. This is the Paladin Channel. While I've centered a lot of my talks over the years about compassion, let me address how it is real in our world and how it is needed. How this compassion is something that can make a difference for the better. A lot of people will equate compassion with mere pity. Pity is easily manipulated, and the unscrupulous employ it to get what they want out of other people. Some even go out of their way to injure themselves so as to get some kind of reward from others out of it. That's certainly a corruption and a negative direction of what is intended here. Compassion, my teacher has said, is our very essence. He didn't want that to be taken as a matter of faith. He wanted it to be taken up as a daily practice, as the focus of practice. And as a generic thing, it doesn't matter what religion or not you belong to. Whether you're a philosopher or you simply wish to live life on the gross level, there's still work in the world, and if it's done with a mindfulness and with a heart that tends to compassion, things can be better. But like anything, if you want to be a good walker, you walk repeatedly, and after a while your walking improves. It improves your heart, it improves your muscles, it improves your stride, it improves your health. Anything that you care to take up, if you wish to become very good at board games, you'll get into that, take on opponents, get into meets, matches, contests, maybe even get some form of accreditation. But if you're sincere, if you're a true learner, you'll improve there. The same thing is with compassion. Compassion, though innate, we must tend to it. It's there and it speaks to us, but do we listen? How often have we, with one person or another, been with somebody and they've been going on about something briefly or at length? I know I talk a lot. And it just goes in one ear and out the other. Your attention just isn't there. This is what's known as mindfulness or lack of mindfulness. Mindfulness also is crucial. But if we do not pay attention to this good internal guidance, it's lost. An old friend, VIII, had asked me, how is it, in essence, we don't pay attention to it? All of this is very loud. All of this demands our attention. And then there's the urge of others. I've got this thing. Look at this. And it might be something that's got nothing to do with compassion or is the antithesis of it. But in terms of what we're led to, where we direct our attention, with what we are fascinated, that's where the attention is going to go. That's where mind is going to be. Mind's there, not here. It's like your foot. If you're blessed to have 2 feet, and the 2 feet are ordinarily healthy, until I mentioned the fact that you've got a right foot or a left foot, you probably weren't even aware that the foot was there. Yet the foot is important, and you depend on it all the time that you stand and walk, run, use a vehicle, so forth. Even if you ride a horse, you want the foot in the stirrup, if you have a saddle. Some like bareback. The matter is, we've got all these gifts, but we pay attention mostly to what's out there because the world has its ways of grabbing your attention and then saying, hey, yo, come here. I'm picturing a little hand sticking up out of a fake landscape with a Zagnut bar. And it could be something that lures us to our doom. We don't know what our last day is, usually. Inside of ourselves is this wondrous internal guidance. And since it's not followed a lot, it is followed, but not enough. It is known, but not enough. And it's misunderstood all too frequently. I have said in an earlier podcast that there have been others that disparaged of it as a value, especially among Jedi. It was even claimed to be worthless. Yet in this latest form of entertainment with Obi-Wan Kenobi, it is said that the Jedi betray themselves with their compassion. They must do the compassion. I was very glad to hear that word included in what it is that makes Jedi, which was really something at the outset. Back in 1977, the very first movie. The matter is that the compassion makes all the difference. You can go forth and defend. Why defend? These days, in the United States especially, it's a cool thing to be manly and want to defend, to take up the axe, the sword, the shield, and have at the foe. Greater foe I've never had than my own self. Worst abuser, to me, was the one in the mirror. The one who has treated me the harshest and done me the greatest wrong was my own rambling mind. And in all that while, there was no compassion going on. I wasn't looking at it, wasn't identifying with it, nothing like that. We like to externalize it too. With the recent Obi-Wan Kenobi, there's apparently a mixture of actors and actresses in it, and I think they're all doing a marvelous job. And it's one of those plays, films, productions that really capture the attention when it's going on. It's very well done. One of the main actors is Moses Ingram. And apparently she's received quite the bit of hate mail, as it were. based on the color of her skin. It's like we are going backwards in time, that a lot of people are living in the 1800s in their minds. Russia also, with what it's doing in Ukraine. And everything is careless of the value of the other. Completely careless. This cannot arise from compassion. Were there the slightest whit of compassion involved in either of these cases, and I'm going from individual to an entire region, the compassion would say, this is plainly wrong. It hurts to even think that. I've paid attention more than ever lately to some of the ills of the world. There's so many of them, they can't be addressed in total. But it's my firm belief, and it's my thrust, that a difference can be made, person by person, to attend to the innate compassion and to make something with that in this world. The embers might dim at night, but in the blackness, a single ember will shine like the brightest star. And my belief, my conviction, my conceit is that enough people come on board with compassion. It can be Christian compassion, it could be Buddhist compassion, it could be Muslim compassion, it could be the compassion of a thinker, a philosopher, or somebody who's simply sick and disgusted with all the hatreds and wrongs in the world. If enough people take up compassion and attend this, exercise it, develop it, work it, we'll have a better world bit by bit. Bit by bit. It is said, a jug fills drop by drop. And never discount the value of a single drop. This was Paladin Carl.